let me go back to that. So my project is actually about integrating a payment facility to the overall experience of the policyholder. The payment facility is not new. In fact, this is one among the first payment facility we had for the company. Kaya lang, the collection rate was very low. The management decided not to use it for a time being until the payment facility and how it's connected to our process is fixed. Um, that's the process. Um, During the design sprint workshop, the discussion actually realized that the challenges of the process is that customers are confused on how to enroll it. Kasi the old process, they need to do two steps: enroll it in East Bank and then enroll it with us. Most of the time, akala ng client, once they've done one of the steps, okay na yon. So the payment doesn't become successful. And one of the confusion as well is that they don't know who to reach out kapag may problema. When they call Bank, Bank points the customer to call us. And when they call our customer hotline, they usually ask the client to call Bank for support. So that's the problem that we tried to fix during the design sprint workshop. Few roadblocks actually. Number one is we don't get to do it face to face, and some of the people aren't really, very comfortable using collaboration platform. But we were able to fix that thanks to the divergent and convergent thinking that is incorporated in the design sprint. Because although people finds it difficult to collaborate remotely, they are given that chance to think by themselves and churn out as much ideas as possible um, before they even share it. And the sharing is done actually by MS Teams, which they are more familiar. Medyo they're not really familiar with Miro, so I decided to use the MS Teams, which they are familiar with. And it boils down to the effectiveness of how you facilitate the discussion out of the information and the ideas that they provided. Another thing is, since the solution that we're trying to integrate in our procedure or our customer experience is not entirely ours, it's actually East Bank's payment facility. We have some challenges knowing if the proposed solution that we have is feasible or not. So at one time, we need to pause and call them and they confirm if that would work with them. Luckily, they are cooperative on that, but it caused some few delays. The lesson learned we have for that is next time we try to do a design sprint that involves a process from them, our bank partner, we might as well need to invite someone from their team to join the design sprint so we could finish the design sprint workshop smoothly. Had a 1 hour briefing on what design sprint is, what we are trying to achieve, and how it should work. I also let them realize that it's a fast-paced methodology where at the end of the sprint, we should be able to produce a prototype for the service that we want to do. And they're all game with it. They want to see how it works, and they're very adaptive to the kind of methodology that I actually introduced to them. I could say the design sprint workshop and training actually give us exactly the framework and methodology that we needed. For this specific problem, we actually had several meetings in the past. We have discussed bits and pieces of the issue, the root cause, and the possible solution. But we really don't have that methodology to put them together into a cohesive, actionable document. Like what I shared a while ago, it actually usually takes us a very long time to consolidate requirements to build up a project using the waterfall method. And this methodology gave us that very quick methodology to put it together. And they were so happy to see the prototype. In a waterfall project management method, they don't see any tangible or visually engaging output that would motivate people to push for the project. But for this one, they were very amazed that we can actually let the customer or even them actually have that feel of how the customer would experience it once it's delivered. And that was actually a very, very powerful part of the design sprint. Maybe I could give two. Number one is when they start the design sprint workshop, get the cooperation of the people who work with them by communicating the benefit that the design sprint and the project would actually give them and their team. For this one, kasi we're talking about collection rate, and everyone in the company is uh, excited to talk about collection rate. The sales team actually, for them, it means higher commission. For the customer service, it means lower complaints and customer issues. For IT, this project actually, I marketed it as a less manual handling if we automate everything from end to end. Um, it's really on how would benefit them. And also the methodology. I told them this is a lot shorter, easier, and more engaging than the previous ways that we're doing it. So they're really excited how to do it. Second is you need to choose the right people to join the sprint. As much as possible, you invite people who really understand the business, the process, and knows how to represent the hat that they will try to wear during the sprint. Although we understand that later on this will be parang checked when we do the customer presentation, but that would be later na eh. It would really benefit if you get the right people involved during the sprint. It would also help if those people that you choose to join the sprint would have a certain level of decision making authority or influence to do those decisions and encourage their boss to approve it later on. Para whatever have you discussed in the sprint, whatever design, would most likely really fly because you have the decision makers already there. Actually encourage my friends also from other companies to try and enroll for the design sprint workshop. Um, they were asking me what it is all about, but I really cannot find the perfect word to describe it. I really want them to experience it for the benefit of their companies as well.